Today is an important macro day with the Fed's FOMC meeting later today. Is JP Morgan launching its own stablecoin to compete? And the Sei Network is quietly taking over gaming. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, altcoinbuzz.io, and as always, not financial advice, and wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Alright, good morning guys. It is FOMC today, and markets are pretty much unanimous. There's now a 97.5% chance the Fed will not cut any rates. There's about 2.1% that there will be a 25 basis point cut, and under 1% that larger changes will occur. So pretty much nothing to do today. This is at 2 p.m. EST, so later on today we have this, and the markets overall not looking the best. There's kind of just, overhanging headlines of war headlines. Also FOMC today, so just a little bit of market de-risking going on. So we had this push up the other day. We wanted to close above 107 to reclaim this level at least, but that did not happen. We closed the daily candle above. We tried to push up again the next day, which was yesterday, and we closed down below as well. And now, based on this wick so far today, it doesn't look like it wants to go up just yet, unless there's some crazy, news that happens at FOMC today. Most likely, I think we will take out these wicks here around $100,000 in the near future, because we are creating these lower highs here. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we then came down below this low and did something like this, where we maybe come down towards $99,000 and $98,000 and reclaim this level. Something like that could be expected over the coming days with FOMC today as well. So if we get a larger sell-off today and we do something like this, I imagine we take out these wicks before we head any higher, because we are in a downtrending market structure right now. So even if we came down here towards like $97,000, still not the worst, as long as we kind of hold above this order block here around $96,000 to $98,000. Even if we came into here, totally fine. Not ideal, but it's still perfectly fine for the market structure overall. But overall, we are in a downtrend right now, so we need to break this downtrend at some point if we want to see everything continue much higher. So that's Bitcoin right now. Nothing to do too much today. Kind of a wait and see day, as the markets are going to pretty much just chop all day until the FOMC event. We also had the Genius Act, which passed yesterday, and Senator Cynthia Lummis saying this.
After months of intense negotiations, we are minutes away from passing the Genius Act. Senator Bill Hagerty's legislation that will be a first step towards modernizing the American payment system and integrating digital assets into the U.S. economy in a responsible way.
And we also have Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying stablecoins could become a $3.7 trillion market by 2030, and the Genius Act could unlock that future. A thriving stablecoin ecosystem equals demand for U.S. Treasuries, lower borrowing costs, and global on-ramps to the dollar economy, which is big if true. We also have Coin Bureau saying Spain's second largest bank now backs Bitcoin. $40 billion banking giant BBVA is now urging its wealthy clients to invest in Bitcoin, another major European institution turning pro-Bitcoin. And then moving on, we have Sui in turn saying Justin Sui ranks second on the top 10 crypto assets by weekly returns, and this is according to Grayscale's crypto snapshot for 1 week returns of the top 10 crypto assets. Grayscale is also urging people to look into Sui and to get educated on Sui. They said Sui is a layer 1 blockchain that emerges from the remnants of Facebook's now defunct DM project. Sui is an advanced platform aiming to overcome the issues of scalability, interoperability, and sustainability that can limit earlier blockchains. And then we also have Costas Crypto saying Sui for governments will be huge. So Misten Labs, the team behind Sui, released this yesterday, which is a white paper on how Sui can be used for governments. So I'll just read a quick part of this. Governments globally face the continued challenge of digital transformation, requiring robust, secure, and scalable technologies. This paper outlines significant advantages offered by the Sui blockchain through its innovative architecture and advanced primitives, facilitating comprehensive government digitization. So Sui wrote a white paper for governments and potentially digitizing the government, which would be massive. We also have Eisenhower saying Real Vision has just picked its chain. If they didn't go with Ethereum or Solana, they chose Sui. So Real Vision is Raoul Pal's media empire, which has covered global macro, crypto, and finance with pinpoint accuracy, and is now building on-chain. The best part is they said they're not being biased, but are being objective. So objectively, they see Sui's platform as the best to scale their new platform on. They're building on-chain digital identities, tokenized loyalty ecosystems, embedded smart wallets, on-chain trade ideas, plus AI-powered research nodes, and eventually execution infrastructure, all on Sui. That should tell you something. This isn't about fanboys, layer 1 cults, or brand allegiance. This is a sober institutional-grade product team serving the blockchain landscape and choosing the one that actually works. And why do they land on Sui? for performance, abstraction, speed, and scalability. And then moving on, we have Base saying JP Morgan is bringing banking on-chain. Kinexys by JP Morgan is launching JPMD, a USD deposit token for institutional clients on Base. It'll be the first token of its kind on a public blockchain, enabling fast, secure, 24/7 money movement between trusted parties. JPMD is a permission bank deposit token issued by JP Morgan. It will be available exclusively to approved institutional clients. JP Morgan chose Base to take advantage of sub-second, sub-cent transactions for their clients, giving institutions access to near-instant settlement and real-time liquidity. Moving money should take seconds, not days. Commercial banking is coming on chain. So this JPMD isn't a stablecoin that we're going to be, actively using as retail clients. It's going to be for their institutional clients as a banking deposit token. So not necessarily competing with USDC or USDT just yet. We also have Nate Garassi, who says JP Morgan met with the crypto task force today. Guess what was one of the topics? Reviewing the potential impact of existing capital market activity migrating to public blockchain. So they're talking about what happens if finance comes on chain, and we're about to see that. Then we have Eigen Cloud, who says the evolution is here. The age of verifiable apps has begun. Introducing Eigen Cloud, a platform for verifiable apps, services, and AI built on Eigen Layer, secured by the Eigen token. Crypto has spent a decade building trustless infrastructure. Now it's time to build on it. Building on-chain is limited. Off-chain can't be trusted. Eigen Cloud gives you both cloud-grade power and crypto-grade trust. The first true crypto cloud. And now what becomes possible? AI agents with crypto economic guarantees, fully verifiable oracles, games, marketplaces, rug-resistant meme coins, and media feeds that can't service fake news. Eigen Cloud is powered by 3 powerful primitives: Eigen Data Availability for high throughput data availability, Eigen Verify, which is dispute resolution as a service, and Eigen Compute, verifiable off-chain execution, secured by restaking and enforced by Eigen. And recently, A16Z Crypto has purchased $70 million in Eigen from the Eigen Foundation, help launch this new era and support development of the verifiable economy. Verifiability as a service is no longer a concept, it's a platform, and it's ready to reshape the internet. So overall, the whole market isn't doing that great, which is why I'm not doing TI on pretty much everything, because they pretty much all look the same. Eigen doesn't look the best, even though they just launched this. It looks like it wants to come down here and retest between 99 cents and around 75 cents, a pretty big zone, but we want to wait for this to reclaim this level before we do anything for Eigen Cloud. There's nothing too much to do right now. We are pretty much down pretty far from the highs, around $5.57. We really want to wait for this to show some signal of strength right now. And this is a kind of a distribution top that I've talked about before, like on Ethereum, where we see these spike ups that instantly get reverted. We see these continuous spikes like this, and that's usually a sign of distribution. There's a difference between distribution, which is like, this, which we're seeing right now, and consolidation, which is, a tight range in between it before it continues higher. And so this is a bit of distribution that we don't want to be seeing right now on Eigen. So we want to wait for this to come down and reclaim, or likewise, if it is strong, then it will come back above here. It'll reclaim this level, and that's where you want to get involved. So either you wait for this or you wait for this on Eigen Layer, but you don't want to do anything just right now. And then moving on to Sei, we have the gaming blockchain scene is heating up. Sei Network just surpassed OPBNB to take the top spot with 7.38 million unique active wallets in the past 30 days, which is a 33.5% share. Scale Network follows at 16.9%, then Wax.io and Immutable X ZK-EVM. Just a few blockchains are currently driving the majority of Web3 gaming activity. Sei, OPBNB, and Scale collectively account for over 80% of the total unique active wallets in the space, highlighting a clear concentration of users' interest around a handful of dominant ecosystems. We also have Erica Lee saying, I finally got around to reading the very detailed Sei Network Q1 2025 report by SoloFunk. I'm really impressed by how consistent and devoted the community is. I still think Sei's traction is outpacing its recognition. Some takeaways: gaming became the top category by transaction volume, 354,000 daily gaming transactions, which is almost an 80% quarter-over-quarter increase. Giga Upgrade was announced and aims at 250,000 transactions per second via intelligent parallelization, multiple concurrent proposers, and revamped execution layers. Layer 0 added Sei as an OFT, increasing multi-chain capability, and Yay Finance remains dominant with 192.1 million TVL, which is 53.2% of all DeFi TVL on Sei. So Sei is one that is quietly taking over gaming that we haven't really been talking about recently. Now, it's most likely because the whole market is down and gaming hasn't had a huge run just yet, but it is the number one network for gaming right now and is quietly becoming that. Now, I will say this is pretty much what we were expecting in line with, it's losing this level here of support around 17 cents. Most likely we're going to come down here towards 1387. Tap this level, maybe take out these wicks, and then come back up. So if you want to get involved, you kind of want to wait for it to show some strength. You want to wait for it to come down here, take out these wicks, come back above, and reclaim this level around 17 to 18 cents. something like that is where you would want to get involved again. You can trade it back up to here towards 26 cents if you want, or hold it for longer. But Sei isn't one that I would necessarily get involved in just yet until it really starts to show some strength. And unfortunately, right now, not too many altcoins are showing that much strength. Not even Bitcoin is showing that much strength right now. So we want to wait for this level here to get taken out, and then we want to reclaim this level on Sei. So not much to do right now, just kind of a wait and see game. And then we have Solana Floor saying Vanix Solana ETF VSOL is now listed on the DTCC, the US clearinghouse for trade settlements. While not an SEC approval, it's a preparatory step mirroring Bitcoin and ETH ETFs as Vanix readies for a potential green light. So we could see a potential SOL ETF coming soon. We've also seen the Solana ETF approval odds have soared from 16 to 76% on Polymarket in the past week, which is by July 31st. So potentially, Solana ETF in the next month is now a 76% chance on Polymarket, and Polymarket tends to be right. We also have Bill Barhide, who says, I would build it on Solana. And so he says this.
I'm convinced the next generation of banks is going to be DeFi based.
What would that look like?
If I was building a neobank right now, especially in developing markets, I'd probably build it on Solana because the transaction fees are really low. The meme coins proved it can scale. You've got Visa partnering with them to issue debit cards. You don't need a bank partner in most non-US countries to issue a debit card. So you've got all the pieces in place to effectively launch a competitive neobank in these markets that doesn't require a traditional bank core and heavyweight expenditure that can hold dollars, which is beneficial to the United States, earn yield, right, by definition, in ways we've discussed, do collateralized lending if you promote Bitcoin and other pristine assets. Eventually, we'll have tokenized real estate, which I think we can talk about coming down the pipe. And basically, it's a bank without all the heavyweight crap, without all the COBOL-based centralized cores that people have to go out and partner with in order to build their banks. And it also limits the operation choke point potential by basically allowing companies to control their own destiny via these next-gen L1 platforms.
Now, just like the rest of the market, Solana is still in a downtrend, and just like we wanted to come down here towards 140 to 135-ish zone. Now we don't want to just blindly ape that area. We kind of want to wait for it to show some strength. So what we want to see is we want to see it come down here. Maybe it comes down, takes out these wicks, and then we come back up and we start to make higher lows, something like that. So we want it to actually show strength and create higher lows before we get involved, because it is possible it just comes straight down and just keeps going. So we don't want to just blindly ape just yet at the area. We want it to come down. We want to wait for it to come back, reclaim this level. So we don't want to catch any falling knives, especially in this market where everything just seems so weak. And then lastly for today, we have My Neighbor Alice launches Chapter 1 on Chromia. So after several alpha seasons, the game has officially launched Chapter 1, a new adventure. And this marks its first full public release. With this launch, My Neighbor Alice is aiming to break the barrier between Web 2 and Web 3 gaming. Players can now jump into the game directly through their web browser. No downloads, no wallets, no crypto tokens needed. And users can explore the game immediately, and when ready, they can create a wallet inside the game to mint items or save progress. This is possible thanks to Chromia's gasless model. In most blockchain games, users must pay small fees called gas fees for each action they take. Chromia removes this friction by covering these costs, making it easier for everyday players to join the game without needing to learn the technical side of crypto, which is very, very needed, especially for gaming. No one wants to learn the technical side of crypto just to play a game. And unlike many Web3 games that store only NFT assets on-chain, My Neighbor Alice stores the full game data, including player progress, on the blockchain. This means your world, your items, and your achievements are safe even if the server goes down. The launch also comes with a unique collaboration. Holders of Pudgy Penguin NFTs can now see their NFTs come to life as animated 3D companions inside the game. All 40,000 Pudgy Penguin NFTs have been integrated, adding a playful cross-project touch that's becoming more common in the Web3 space. So that is My Neighbor Alice, which is now launched Chapter 1, and that is the video for today, guys. We're pretty much just waiting for FOMC today. We're waiting for headlines to subside, and we're waiting for the market to show some sign of life and some sign of, a higher low being formed. Because right now, we're just creating lower highs, and we're in a downtrend. We want this downtrend to change. We want to continue upwards, so we need the market structure to shift. And so pretty much just waiting right now. Not much to do today. So we're just going to wait and see. We'll see what happens for tomorrow. That's the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.